Hi everybody, welcome back to Control Alt Delete. It's been a minute. It's been over a month since I recorded an episode. July was really rough for me. I think it's been the hardest month since my mom passed away. I felt like I was fighting for my life the whole month of July, if I could be completely honest. So I'm gonna take you kind of through the month of July a little bit to kind of explain what I was going through emotionally, and just give you a little dialogue. So I hope everybody's been doing good. We're in the 8th month of the year. Time is moving, things are moving. I hope everybody's doing good, feeling good, and happy Saturday. So today is Saturday, not Sunday. I usually record on Sundays, but I decided to hop on today. So here we are, and I still am on my Maya Angelou. So I want to start with this. So today it is, I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. People will never forget how you made them feel. And I'm a firm believer in this. How people make you feel is so important. It's lasting. It can make or break every relationship. People will forget everything, but in every moment, how you make somebody feel can end a relationship. I'm saying that to say that I had a moment. I'm just gonna jump to where I'm trying to get to. So I'm gonna take you through the course of July. But at the end of July, I went to see Beyonce, and I got to see my aunt, and it was like a moment that I needed because July was just really tough. And she sat with me and we talked about my mom, and she just spoke so much life into me. Like, we talked and we cried. And when I say my aunt, this is my dad's brother's wife. I'm not saying names because I don't have permission to say anybody's names, but she just spoke so much life into me, and she just called me strong and resilient, and just a whole lot of positive affirmations. And like through the whole month of July, I really was struggling, and I just didn't feel those things or see those things in myself, or I don't feel those things. And for her to say that, or and to say, you've been that your whole life, it blew me away. And to tell me that, you know, I was prepared for where I am, and that my mom you know, would be proud. I just felt in the moment that my mom was there, because they had a great relationship, and it's just what I needed, like, in that moment. I'm being very vulnerable. And I just think that when you're dealing with grief, um, there's no right or wrong way to grieve. And I'm a very controlled person. And I feel like since my mom has passed away, that I don't have control. So it's hard. But by the grace of God and prayer, each day, you know, I'm getting through it. And I just really needed that in that moment. And I needed to share with her how much that meant to me. And I just needed it at that time, because July was really the hardest month since she's been gone. And while I was in Las Vegas, I got a tattoo dedicated to her on my foot. So that way, everywhere I go, every step I take, she's with me. So when I went to the concert, she was in my boot because she loved boots. She would have been all over that concert with boots on and her cowboy hat because she loved hats. It's just been a roller coaster, and it's been hard. It's just been hard. Really, really, really hard. Like, no day is just the same. I really cry every single day. So trying to stay committed to this, I just wasn't able to bring myself to do this last month like I wanted to, because a lot of things triggered me and I just couldn't pull myself together to come on the screen. But here I am sharing. And I said roller coaster because I had my sister-in-law who actually gave me some information about grief, and I want to share that too. So if someone else is watching who is dealing with grief, it says it's that grief is a roller coaster. There's the stages of grief. There's confusion, anxiety, acceptance, peace, sadness, longing, denial, anger, and loneliness. For me, I have a lot of anxiety, sadness, a lot of loneliness, and longing. The anxiety comes from, I feel like, you know, I'm a matriarch now, and I don't know what to do. You know, my mom's eldest child, and I just feel like I have to be very protective of myself and what I do and what I project. So for my children and my grandchildren and my nieces and nephews, you know. So it's a very hard place to be in for me. So it's fitting myself into that space, and dealing with that. So that's the anxiety. Loneliness, it's just lonely. Because everybody grieves different. So I think when you're grieving, it's just it's just a lonely space. And so you're just gonna feel lonely at times, and don't want to feel like a burden to anyone. And I'm a self-isolator anyway, so and I guess sadness, the sadness comes from because the times I want to just pick up the phone and call her and just say anything. Like I told you before, tell her about my therapy sessions, like the stuff I say, the stuff I repeat, or tell her about her grandkids, her great grandkids. So that's where the sadness comes in, not being able to talk to her at our normal times when I would normally pick up the phone and call her, or like talk to her about current events or even the heat, or just like if she would have saw what I wore to the concert, she would have been amazed, stuff like that. So that's where the sadness comes in. So I'm not angry. I don't know if I'll ever get there. I'm not confused. I've accepted it. I don't know if I'm at peace. I'm not in denial about, because I know, so, but those are the different stages. Again, it's confusion, anxiety, acceptance, peace, sadness, longing, denial, anger, and loneliness. So if you're going through grief, you can be in any one of those stages, all of those stages at the same time, and it's all normal, and they can come and go at any point, at any stage, at any point of the day. And it's just up to you how you choose to deal with it. Have an outlet. Try to have an outlet. Journaling. This is my form of outlet. But anything that works for you. Anything that works for you. No one can tell you what's best for you, but anything that works for you is an outlet, a positive outlet. Anything that's positive, to make you feel closer to your inner self, and to God, and to help you feel grounded. Also, through the month of July, I have my grandkids here for a week, which was really, really fun. They went to summer camp with my daughter, and so it was really, really interesting to have them here, getting up in the morning, getting them ready, watching me getting two little kids ready in the morning was fun. And it was funny. They used to fight over who was gonna sit in the front seat. And my granddaughter, she'd come in the morning and watch me do my face routine, or even at night watch me do my face routine. And while she's staring at me, I'm like, I wonder what she's thinking about while she's staring at me. I'm like, what is she thinking watching me do my face routine? But when we were in the car, she saw my keychain with my mom on there. And so she's like, Yaya, Grandma is your mommy? And I said, yes. And you're my daddy's mommy? I said, yes. And she said, my mama is my mommy's mommy? And I said, yes. And she's looking at me. And so she's just trying to put it all together. And she's just looking at me. And she said, do you miss Grandma? And I said, I miss Grandma. She said, I miss Grandma too. And, you know, I remember being that age. And it's just amazing. You know, kids these days are a lot smarter, I feel like. You know, with the internet, they take in way more than what we took in at their age. But her little wheels were turning. She was putting it all together, computing it, and downloading it. The way she was looking at me, it was sinking in. So what else happened in July? Just what else happened? My daughter had dance camp, kept me busy for a week. Summer camp with them. And just, that was really it for the month of July. And then, like I said, the concert. So that kind of wrapped up July. Oh no, we went to the beach. Went to Panama City Beach, Florida. And that was nice. It was really nice. It was hot. It was beautiful. The beach was beautiful. I sat on the beach for a long, long time. And actually, it was really, really nice. Watching the waves, listening to the waves. You know, when you look out into the ocean, like you see nothing, like you just see nothing for miles and miles and miles and miles. But like underneath the surface, it's like so deep, you know. It's just, I love looking at waves. The sound, it's hypnotizing actually to me. I really think it changed my frequency, to be honest. Listening to the sound of the ocean. So I did enjoy that. That kind of helped a lot to kind of bring me down a little bit. So I did that. I think on the last episode, I can't really remember what we really got into, but I want to talk about something my aunt told me to. being resilient. And then the word being strong. Like when someone calls you strong, like what if I don't want to be strong? Then what happens? You know? To me, I feel like I've been strong all my life. Or I've had to be strong all my life. I don't know what it's not to not be strong. Or resilient. Or I don't know, I don't know what the opposite looks like. Like, what's the alternative? Like, there is no alternative, right? We don't have an alternative. Well, I know I don't have an alternative. So, yeah, when someone calls you strong, it's like, I have to be strong. Because if I'm not strong, I'm weak, then what? If I'm weak, then what? But if you're always strong, you can't always be strong either. But as women, you're strong all the time. All the time. We're taught to be strong women as mothers, women to carry way more than we should. I also talk to her, when I say her, about how I came to terms with my mom. Like, at the end, of her life, coming to terms. Because I feel like, as a woman, we all struggle with different things in our life that no one knows about. And I feel like my mom was a single mother, and she raised us, and she was married. She was married twice, and she did what she had to do in those marriages, and you raise your kids and a grandchild, and so you give your all to 2 marriages, your children, and a grandchild, and now you're at your age where you feel like, well, I've given you guys everything I can, so now I'm just gonna do whatever I want. I'm gonna do me. I've raised you. I've raised a grandchild. I'm gonna do me, So as a child, you don't understand that stance. But as a woman, you can understand that stance. Like, I've given you my all. I've given you everything I have to give. Now I want to do what I want to do. I've given you everything that I can give. And now I want to do what I want to do. It doesn't matter what you think or how you feel, because when that time, it was your time, I gave you that, but it's my time now. That hurts. But if you put yourself on the back burner, neglected yourself for years and years and years and years, and you feel like you're fighting to get your life back, and this is what life feels like to you and to people on the outside looking in, that's not what they think life is. But to you, this is what life is. Who am I to say, that's not my life? But to you, that's your life. And you're allowed to live your life however you want to, because this is your life. You only have one life to live. And if that's the way you want to live your life, that's really, it's your choice. Ultimately, as a child, me, I'm like, I don't want to see that. But as a woman, I think that she felt like I've given everything to everybody. Everybody's moved on, and it's just me. I'm doing what I feel like is best for me at this time. Although that was selfish as a child, looking in, she didn't feel it was selfish. As a child, it's like, dang, why wouldn't you? But as a mom and a woman, when you pour out, and you get to an age where nobody's pouring back into you, you see everybody out, your kids are married, your grandkids are graduating, moving on, everybody's moving on, and it's just you. So you're gonna live your life how you want to. And that's your choice. And she made her choice. And that's where the peace comes in. And acceptance. That was her choice. It's not what I would have liked, but that wasn't wasn't my decision, you know. And so we all have choices. So whatever you do, it really all depends on you, you know. You can be like your worst enemy, or you can be, you know, your cheerleader. Every day. But I think that she did what was best for her, and you just have to accept it. Although it's hard, it's acceptance. So with that, I guess that's part of critical thinking and analytical thinking. I really try to take myself out of, I really try to put myself in other people's shoes. I told my aunt this too. I feel like being a teen mom allowed me to, because people weren't kind to me. So it's easy for me to put myself in unforgiving situations and see how people can feel. And you gotta give people grace. Just because you just don't know. You don't know where you're gonna end up one day. You never know where you're gonna end up and what can happen, you know. You just never know. And so when people are in their weakest moments, you just have to support them and give them and just give them grace and pray for them, because we're all living one life for the first time. There's no manuscript. There is no manuscript. You know? You can say what you want to do or what you would do in this situation, but until you're in this situation, you don't know. You do not know what you will do. I can tell you. Because never in my life have I ever felt this amount of I'm gonna say it's like discord, like it's discord. It's just this amount of anxiety, this amount of I can't even find the right word to describe how I feel. But just all I can say is just stay prayerful. Stay prayerful. Stay close to the ones that you love. And be grateful and thankful for all the stuff that you do have. Because there's somebody who doesn't have it. Just the little things. Just the little things. It's just the smallest things. All the little things matter. That's it. Breath. To breathe on your own. To walk on your own. Speak. Eat. Blink. That's a luxury. Be grateful. So, that's all I have. So, I love everybody. And I'll be back next week. Another quote. Ultimately, I'm going to get into telling my story about being a teen mom. So I'll dive into that maybe in September or so. But I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their weekend. I rambled a lot, but that just goes to let you know my brain was really scrambled in July. I'm telling you, I was triggered. I had a lot of emotions. I cried a lot of sleepless nights. Just a lot. But I'm here. And I love you. God loves you more. And